Hello and welcome back. In the last video tutorial, I took you through how to add simple layer effects to text. In this tutorial, I will show you how you can add the same type of layer effects to a photo. You will see that I've already opened a photo simply by going to File, Open, navigating to my image, and selecting OK. To get the photo, a blank document, in order to add visible layer effects, I can simply create a new document by File, New Document, specify my dimensions, and say OK. I'm doing this so you can see if I were to add a stroke, a drop shadow, any type of layer style that will appear on the outskirts of my image. If I were simply going to add text with layer styles to my image, or if I were going to add anything that would appear within my image, I would not need to make a new document. However, for this purpose, I'd like to show you how each of these layer styles can be applied to an image. So, to get my image inside of a new document, you can simply click and hold with your mouse on your image and drag it while holding into the new document. Then you can resize it by going to Edit Transform or Apple T's, the keyboard shortcut. Make sure when resizing an image that you're always holding down the Shift key while making your image larger or smaller. This will keep it proportional. Once you've selected the size that you like, simply press the return key. I've already done this so I'm going to remove my duplicate document. I can do this by simply turning off the visibility in the layers palette. I can delete it from my layers palette here by simply clicking this button with the layer selected, as you can see, or I can simply, with this selected, hit the delete key on my keyboard. Now that I've got my image inside of my document, you can see the image is selected. I'm going to go down to my FX, which is my layer styles again. Once you select a layer style, a new window will open showing you the different styles that you have to choose from. Shown on the left in a red box is a list of the different layer styles you can select. We'll up the distance and the size and the spread to give you an idea of what the drop shadow can look like. You can also create the new document with a different colored background or a pattern, or even another image in the background at a lower opacity, and this effect would look very nice. The inner shadow, just to give you an idea what some of these would look like, I'm going to change the color just to make it a little more visible. Let's make it green. Select OK. You can see again how I don't have any set rules on how I'm manipulating my style. I just like to eyeball it and kind of see what I think looks best depending on what image or what graphic or text I'm working with. The outer glow is not too visible in this just because my background's already white. If I had a darker background, an outer glow would be much more visible and it'd have a much better effect. The inner glow, kind of the same way but the opposite. As long as you've got a darker image, like you can see around my image is a lot darker, so it's going to be much more visible than if the part of the image was light or white. I can choose a bevel and emboss. I'm actually going to keep it as an outer bevel. The technique, this is something I did not cover in the last video. With the technique you can choose smooth, chisel hard, or chisel soft. This is just, let's see, let me make it a little bigger. You can see down in here with the chisel hard, it's much more hard effect than if I were to select the smooth, as you can see there. All depending again on what look you're going for. I'm going to turn my bevel and emboss off. I'm going to apply a stroke. I really don't think I need a color gradient or pattern overlay. It doesn't really make sense for an image. The stroke, the position, I like to use inside. This makes a more squared off stroke. I'll show you the difference. By upping the size, you can see how the corners are rounded here. I'm changing the stroke color here. Say OK. And we'll say OK here. And you can see in the layers palette the effects that I have applied. If I decide later, again, that I don't want the stroke, I can simply unclick it to toggle the visibility. Same with any of the others. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and can apply layer effects to your own images. Thanks for watching!